Hi guys, in this video I want to show you $2,879,000 Facebook ad scaling strategy that we have used to basically scale dropshipping store to this sales level just with Facebook ads. I'll show you exactly how we did it. I'll show you the real stats. I'll show you everything. So you can see here, so over time we've spent $475,000 on advertising and we've generated $2,879,000 back in sales. And just to show you that these are all like correct stats. So for example, for the last 30 days, we spent $25,000 on advertising and we have generated $174,000 back in sales, right? And for example, from the beginning of this year, if we measure it, so we have spent $261,000 and we have generated $1.2 million in sales, which is, I mean, it's not some, massive like 8-figure business, but I mean, it's quite decent and the profit margins are quite good. So I want to show you the scaling strategies we have used here. So you can basically take some of the elements that I outlined or maybe like the whole process and implement that into your own business, right? So yeah, $2,879,000 Facebook ad scaling strategy for 2019. So the background here is basically, it all came down to the products, right? The product that we have validated, that have been like tested and performed well. So we obviously that was like initial stage of it, right? We had to like conduct some testing to identify the product that basically driven like majority of these sales with the store. And there was a good video ad that we created. So we tested around like 20 variations of video ads, and video ad that won basically just overperformed others by big parts. So we always, like from the beginning, we have seen the big difference in performance from other ads that we've tested, and we typically test the first 5 seconds of the video to the one that won, right? So we identified that quite quickly, the one that was performing well, and then we had some data on the pixel because we spent, throughout the testing process, we were not profitable, right? And we spent some money on testing. We've been, advertising some time. So we had some data on the pixel. So definitely that was kind of the, something that helped us to scale up quickly. Then with our video ad, I would recommend if you test your video ads, test for regular ad creatives to find a winner. So if you're testing like videos, test for videos with different first 5 seconds, because those first 5 seconds will have a big impact on whether the person will just watch through or person will just like miss your ad at all, right? So just make sure that those 5 seconds you properly test and identify something that just catches the attention that person can actually just watch through the end. And then once you found that winner, once you start testing and you accumulate all of these views and stuff, right? So I recommend you take the same post ID that you use for that ad, right? And just utilize that for your other ads. So that can be found on your ad level in your ads manager. So on the ad level, when you have all of this, like testing, you're able to identify the post ID and then use that same post ID for your other ads. So that's very important because all of those engagement, like if you're advertising continuously, if you're scaling your ads, then, all of that engagement accumulates and helps you to reach even more people cost effectively, right? And accumulate like views and engagements. So initial stage, we like most of the time, 95% of the times we optimize for add to cart or purchase in the big 4 countries because like for this product specifically, we knew that like the price point for this was around like $70. So we wanted to scale this in like more affluent countries. Like in poorer countries, we definitely can sell it as well, and we've been selling it, but we got the best results in more affluent countries. So I recommend for you just to kind of like use common sense, and decide like what countries to sell your products in, right? And we optimize for add to cart or purchase from the beginning, right? We always optimize for add to cart or purchase. Majority of times it's purchase because we want to get the most like higher quality traffic we can get, and that's basically has a huge impact on the performance. After all, we might spend like a bit more on this testing. Some people, they start with engagement, but we start with purchase because we want the most qualified traffic to hit our website, like the most qualified traffic we can find, right? And we always want to get like initial momentum and proof of concept. So what I mean by that is, for example, that's the data from this year, and like what's the most important part is testing your products and getting this like initial momentum is basically just identifying some proof of concept. Like if something works, right? If let's say you have like 10 sales, you generate 10 sales or 100 sales, it's kind of the proof of concept that something works. So you need to basically do it more and more, right? So in business, there is always like, in even big businesses, they always started with something small. Even McDonald's, right? It just started with a proof of concept. It started with one store, right? That's what's important to understand, guys. And any big business like Subway, like big franchises, right? They all started with one business with proof of concept that this business model is proven, it's good, and we can really scale it. It's the same here. You identify those initial sales, and if it's working, then you just keep scaling it, keep scaling it, keep scaling it. So scaling with lookalike audiences, something that we have used here. We had add to cart audiences for 30, 14, and 7 days. We had purchases for 30, 14, and 7 days. And you need to have some like decent amount of data accumulating. Like for example, in the last like 7 days, you need to have at least 100 events. Ideally it would be 500 events to create a decent lookalike audience that's highly performing. And then $20 budget per ad set. And then, less than that, it won't be enough for Facebook to optimize properly. You can start with United States and then test Canada, UK, and Australia and other ad sets. And we typically go from 1 to 10% lookalike audiences for all of these. And in my other video, I have all of the like spreadsheet, or maybe you can find it even like below this video, with all of the possible lookalike combinations that you can use, because you never know. Like sometimes lookalike audiences that are more like wide and generic, for example, like 8% or 9%, they perform better than 1%. So you never know, when you have to test it, right? So that's basically what I would recommend. Obviously, logically, these like 7 days, like these are the warmest people that have been to the website. So lookalikes from those should be very powerful, but it's never proven. So you always have to test it. You always have to find out whether that's the fact. Now with optimization, you have to calculate the kill point. And kill point, I mean by that is break-even point, right? So your sales price minus all of the expenses, the cost of the product, all other administrative expenses, shipping, right? All of those costs, you just deduct from your sales price, and then you have basically whatever is left is something that you can spend to acquire a customer and just break even. So let's say your product costs $50 and your product costs and all other costs $25, then you have $25 to get a customer. So that's your kill point. So all of the ad sets that do not perform, that do not have that, that perform below that point, like $25, have to be killed, right? Break even ROAS. So you have to monitor that carefully, because if you kind of like accumulate those like losses, even like few dollars, let's say you have hundreds of ad sets, then over time it's like builds up and you become unprofitable, right? So sometimes it's even better to spend a bit less, but be more profitable. So that's exactly what happened here. We could have scaled this store like much more like massively, but we just decided to stay within this range because this was like the most profitable range we could scale it to. And then duplicate winning ad sets with 2x the budget. So let's say if your ad set $20, duplicate it to $40. Then if it works, like duplicate it again to $80 or $100. And if it works, just keep repeating it, keep repeating the same process. So for that, your audiences have to be big enough. They have to be like at least 2 million people, ideally like 5 people or 5 million people or more. So basically it has the room to expand within that audience. And then duplicate your winners into CBO. So CBO is something that Facebook rolls out quite soon, and you need to basically learn how to use it. So duplicate your winner assets into CBO. And within CBO, kill losers and keep winners running, right? So, a lot of people, they don't recommend it. Facebook does not recommend it, but we found that killing those like losers within CBO helps, CBO basically stabilize and spend money on the ad sets that are actually better performing. So test it out for yourself, because I mean, for some ad accounts before, it wasn't the case, but lately we found that's the case. So you have to test it for yourself. Now, duplicate winners into another CBO with 2x the budget, right? So what I mean by that, let's say you had like 10 ad sets, or let's say you had 8 ad sets within your CBO. Only 3 of them turn out to be like real winners and scalable within CBO. So duplicate those like 3 winners, 3 ad sets into another CBO, but with 2x the budget. So that's another way to basically scale the ad spend and focus on your winners more. So you dedicate more budget to what's working. So we found that's quite effective as well. So test it out for yourself and let me know what happens in the comments. And then DPA and retargeting. So it's important to have it set up. You can use Flexify app to set it up, and you can use retarget. Basically, retarget, add to cart, initiate checkout, last 7 days, optimization for daily unique reach. So what I mean by that is, I'll show you now. So like for example here within this ad set, right? So let's set it up. Right, so I'll show you now. So as you can see here, so now it's like basically the optimization for purchase, right? And for as you can see here, the optimization is for conversion, right? So what we need to do is like for example, to create another ad set that would be created for the reach objective, right? We would have to basically duplicate it, right? And as you can see, now that's a new ad set, so I'm able to create it. So other options, as you can see, there's like daily unique reach. So what that means is basically that you're bidding to show your ads to everyone in this audience. So if this audience is very warm, let's say this audience has like, let's say people who've added to cart in last 7 days but did not purchase, right? Those people are extremely warm, right? They're extremely warm and they're likely to purchase. So you want to reach those people as effectively as possible, and also like as many of those people as possible, right? So you have this daily unique reach objective, which Facebook will try to show your ads to as many people in that audience, and you know for sure that audience is warm. You know for sure that audience is highly converting. So you want your ads to be shown to those people. So that's very important to use. Right, so that's for retargeting, and for retargeting you can use initiate checkout, last 7 days, right? Add to cart, last 7 days, and then you have also the view content, right? Last 30 days, which is a bit like less warmer like audiences, a little bit colder, and then video viewers 95 last 30 days. Those you can just optimize for conversions. So what I mean by that is like when you set up your ads here, you can just go for conversions, which is like standard option, recommended. And always with retargeting, use automatic placement. So Facebook kind of like optimizes where to show your ads and in what placements, right? So that's important to use. That's for retargeting, and retargeting will give you some sales at quite acceptable cost, right? And to get the most out of like retargeting, you can also provide discount code of 10-30% to increase return on ad spend. So within Shopify, you can set up discount for, let's say, Facebook 30, right? And then people would be able to put that to use that discount to get discount on their purchase, and that typically increases conversion rate quite a lot. So that's important to have this as part of your strategy, the retargeting. If you don't get a lot of like traffic, probably you have to figure out first like the cold traffic, how to make this, like how to make it at least breaking even for you or profitable, and then you can add retargeting to your bundle. So focusing your attention on what's actually important at any given point, and then focus on retargeting and making everything as effective and as profitable as possible. So guys, so that was $2,879 Facebook ad scaling strategy. So I'll show you again all of the all of the stats here, right? So last month, for example, was okay, like $49,000 spent and $239,000 generated in sales. Obviously, you know, these are sales, it's not profit, but profit margins are quite good. And you have to kind of like find your sweet spot in terms of like scaling. A lot of people talk about scaling, but finding that sweet spot where like it's you know, where you're generating good sales and where you getting the most out of you know, out of your ad spend, and you generating some healthy profit. That's what's important, and at least, you know, for us in our business. So find out your sweet spot, whether you want to scale it like massively or you want to have it like healthy profit margins, you know, 7-figure business, and that will be enough for you. So just decide what you want, and let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting more videos like this, very useful for you. And if you found this video useful, please comment below, let me know what you